Scrappy friend, Suzanne here in the studio today with the first edition in 2025 of my Collection Obsession series, playing along with Scylla's Choice Bits of Bliss. And I am going to make mine paper pads. I'm not sure I'll get all 12 months done, but we'll start out and see how it goes. I was on a bit of a buying jag of paper pads at the end of 2023 and into 2024. So I now have a whole lot of these when just a few years before that I had managed to use all the paper pads up. So it's cyclical, isn't it, how we buy things? Anyway, I'm going to be using this one from Die Cuts with a View. It's called Cozy Noel, and I'm going to flip through the papers for you. This has got a homespun flavor to it, but then it's also got some elegant things in it. It's got some gold foiling, and there are two of each sheet. So this is the back of the prior one. I've already gone through and done the papers so that you can see them. The interesting thing about this when I went to go and get embellishments is that this green here, the softer green, is really hard to match. It's not olive green, it's a faded sort of leaf green, and so it's not in the normal Christmas collections where I was trying to go and get leftovers of collections to use. And then it also has this soft corally color, which I'm not sure I'm going to play up that much, but we'll see how it goes along. Of course, I like the birds in it. I love birds. This is 36 pieces of paper, 2 each of 18 different designs. I'm not sure how many layouts I will get out of it, but maybe I can get as many as 10 pages or so before I get bored with it. And then I might finish it off making cards. I don't need all that many cards for next year, but once I get on a jag of making Christmas cards, I might keep going on that as well. So these are nice fun patterns and some great backgrounds. I like that we get 2 pages of the strips. That makes for easy double layouts. Some text. I'm going to play up the black and white, I think, a little bit too. And then, of course, the craft color. And that's the last one. Okay, let me kind of pull one of these sheets that I used. Here's the first one, the cut apart sheets, and let me show you what I pulled to go with this. Okay, well, first of all, because there was gold, I had this in my Christmas collections embellishments. These were embellishments that don't actually have a collection to go with them, so my sort of extra embellishments from Christmas. Here's some Get Happy. This is enough subdued in both the red and the green. I think that'll be okay. I had some Hip Kit Club Merry Everything. I think the black and the red and the tan, these greens are both a little too blue for this. I did find some berry Christmas dots from Close to My Heart where the green is subdued enough. I think that that's going to work. I had a little traveler's notebook from Studio Calico. This had some of the softer greens in it. Here is some stickers from DIY stickers from Simple Stories in black. Here are a few freebies that got thrown in with a Unity stamp order I did back in November. Here are a few various things that I noticed, the pink here, and that green might be close enough, so I threw that in. And then some stamp sets. Here, this one is by Ranger, so I can use that in any color I want. And then this one by Altenew. It's a layering set of stamps, so that'll be fun to work with, I think. And then it has the matching dies, so I can do some die cutting of that. And then as far as other things, I did go to my Christmas washi tape, and I had these. I think those will all work well. This red is very subdued. And then here we have the red and tan. Actually, the green and the tan parts of this may come into play. This is something I picked up at the last rummage sale I was at, so I'm going to throw that in to this kit. And then as far as stickers, this Hello Christmas by Cartabella, some of this may work. Some of this lighter green may work. And I don't have any of this paper, I don't believe. This is from 2020, so it's not real old. So I might work some of that in. And then I just went to my Bits and Bobs boxes and pulled out a few things. Some Stampin' Up! Cabochons and some corduroy buttons. And then just some, looks like jelly bean soup or Jenny Bolin. Journal cards. So just a few bits and bobs. But of course I can go to, you know, my drawer of ribbon or my basket of other things and pull some things out. So wish me luck on this first collection obsession, and I'll be back in just a bit. And I'm back with the Cozy Noel. Alrighty. I kept working on this and working on this and working on this, and I'm really glad with the progress. First, let me show you my leftovers. I only had 2 full sheets of paper left. Both of them with the gold, rose gold foil. And then they were that pretty peach color on the back. And then I had quite a few, and then just a bunch of little, I have quite a few of the cut apart cards, which will be great for making cards. And then lots of little bitty pieces. And I saved all of the zip strips because I only used one of them on a layout because they have the hole in the center. But these are great for card accents. So I will put this away. I actually have a special spot for project leftovers so that when I, you know, they don't just get put back in my general stash and forgotten about. I kind of put them somewhere where I can remember that I need to go back and finish this up. But after 20 double layouts, I was pretty proud of myself, and I was ready to move on. Okay, as far as the embellishments, I am down to hardly anything here. I used quite a bit of this. I did use the stamp set. Oh, just a little piece of scrap there. I used most of these puffy stickers. I did not use this stamp set. I used some of the dots. And then, as you can see here, there just aren't that many little bits and bobs left. I got quite a few of those used on pages. I didn't reach for much for my stash either. A couple of things, but not a whole lot. Okay, here is the first page. Isn't this pretty? I started with this beautiful poinsettia print. And that fa la la tape. So I've used that in 3 places here and then twice here. And then I found this big poinsettia leftover die cut. And I have used one of the cut apart sheets here. And then the gather together. I used up almost all of that Thicker's gold puffy sticker sheet, the 6x12. So let me give you some close-ups. I did not go overboard on clusters on these. I kept them kind of simple because with the gold on the paper, it really, you don't need a whole lot of extra. So there's that one. Okay, then here is the next. Here's that other wide washi tape. Silent Night. I had that one big snowflake here, and then I had these 2 smaller snowflakes that were with the puffy stickers. And then I've got this velvet ribbon, and I added some shimmer trim here. This is Seabrook shimmer trim, and it was pretty much the last of the row. I think I've got maybe a 4 or 5 inch piece of it I could use on cards. So I'm really happy with this. Here I've layered up a couple of die cuts for a date, and here we've got a journal card that says today. And then I've used some great big gold sequins, and I put little dots on them to cover up the little hole. I really like that this has both the shimmer trim and this velvet ribbon on it. Okay. What's next? We have this one. Here again we have that pretty floral print and the matching card here. And then this is actually the front of a Close to My Heart Cut Above card kit. And it had been floating around the studio for months because I had ruined the inside of the card and I hadn't gotten around to redoing it. So I decided just to go ahead and cut it down. We've got the great big Merry Christmas, and then I've used some of those enamel dots here along with these gold fern leaves and some little bit of ribbon. And I used the ribbon here and then on the other page because it had already been on this card, and I still had enough remnant of that ribbon left to be able to add it in the other two places. So there's that one. This next one's really cute, if I do say so myself. We started with the Home for the Holidays, and we've done 3 down this side, and then we've got the center section. This I think was one I scrap lifted from Christine Robertson. She was a Close to My Heart Now an SU demo in Canada, I believe. So this was one that she had done. And then of course you do it in a different paper and it looks totally different. Here I needed 3 of these, and this was just a large journal strip, so I just put washi tape over the top of that. And then corner rounded, I believe, these 2. So I think that turned out super cute. Here I'm using some of those enamel stars. So, and the corduroy buttons. Really, using the bits and bobs on this was a lot of fun. That's going to be the fun part of the paper pads. They don't come with their own embellishments usually. At least Die Cuts with a View doesn't. Occasionally I think they do a small sticker thing. This one was fun. I like this. And of course this pattern is one of the ones that made me pull out that stamp set. So I've actually used all 3 in the stamp set, all 3 images, the star, the heart, and the snowflake. And what's great is you can match colors to your paper and make those work for you. I've got a couple of die cuts here, and then I've got this Ho 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 from that one alphabet. And then we've got Jolly Old Saint Nick over here. And some more washi tape. And then again, little individual bits and bobs. That makes for really interesting clusters. I got a little Hello Christmas over here. So we got the 3 items next to the Saint Nick. Try to do clusters of at least 3 to 5. occasionally more. All right, next I came across a workshop from close to my heart for Craft On was the name of the paper line it went with, and I'd had some embellishments at one time for that I used with other paper, and I never got the paper for that, so I pulled it out and I thought, well, I can go ahead and use the instructions and do it with different paper. So this is kind of a fun layout where you're kind of just hanging things from the top and layering them up. I like the whimsy of these jars, so then I use those puffy stickers from Studio Calico. Mr. Snowman there next to the Merry Christmas. And then on this side, we've got Merry Little Christmas at the top with the car. And then at the bottom, we've got Joy with a little Christmas or Santa hat for the journaling spot. So I thought this turned out very, very fun. But there's more. This one here, I wanted to use up that Shiny Bright. This was something I had gotten as a freebie from Unity Stamp. So I did that here, and then I had some little, another little piece that I thought went well with this. And then because this had a peach background on it, I went with peach on my matting of my photos, because that also pulls in from here. And then because there was a little out and out red here, I went ahead and I used a marker. I believe I ended up using alcohol markers. They seem to work best on top of these. So we've got gold leaves within the little red berries in 3 places. I also, this was all black and white, I also used an alcohol marker to add peach to that. So this is very fun. Actually, I had cut into these I had 2 sheets of these borders. They were 12 by 12. And then these are just the 2 strips I had left. And I'm like, well, I can make that work into a layout. So a lot of times just the order in which you work with things determines how some of your pages are going to turn out. I'm sure you've noticed that. Celebrate December. All right. Okay, here, this one, I really wanted to use some of that really old chipboard, and I found a way to do it. I think this turned out super cute. I love this little house paper, of course, village paper. Again, here we have a Unity. I cut a background piece with my deckled rectangles, and then I did get this different alphabet out for the best Noel. And then this little house here. This just turned out cute, and it had these like splashes, and I thought, well, those can just be, you know, sort of a border. Again, the form of the layout was from, I think this was another one from that Craft On, if I remember right. So let's check out these. It was very satisfying to use up this chipboard. And of course I didn't use all that much of it, but I just think it adds a real playful touch. Okay, and then here we have this one. This is very fun. Here I fussy cut some of the village paper and popped those up. And then I joined a couple of different stickers. This Happy Holidays was all gathered together with a different HO. And I decided to take the HO off and use Ho 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 for holidays. And then here was this die cut. And I actually, this is popped up, but then I double popped up, used twice as amount on the door so it looks like it's cracked. I'm not sure if you can see that. And then I had this cute little gingerbread piece of chipboard floating around, so I decided that he could be standing there at the doorstep. And then we've got a couple of fussy cut containers there. And some die cuts. And then I did use my one wooden snowflake there. I might go back and dab that with a little white. That's a little brighter. I was hoping it was going to dry. I used alcohol ink. I was hoping it was going to dry a little bit lighter. Although it does go well with the red. And then over here, my little village. Just very, very fun. And again, as you can see, there's quite a variety in my photo layouts. Two things I try to do when I'm using a collection or doing a bunch of layouts at one time is, one is to make sure I use all the different papers front and back, if I can, unless I don't like them. And here's a case. This is the last one where I hadn't used this yet, I don't think. And I like that brown. So here we have, I did go to my stash to get these gold doilies. So I liked how this one turned out as well. Got a little bit of ribbon here. That was also from my stash. And then we've got these borders. And then some bling. It's really pretty simple. But the photos are really going to shine on this page because you don't have a lot of distraction. There's that. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed seeing the 20 different pages, 10 double layouts that I got from this collection. So it was quite the collection obsession for January. Hope to see you back here in February. As always, I appreciate your time and attention. Bye for a bit.